So we will just repeat the ninth and then we will move on, because from the ninth only the scriptures begins. अरिहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन कुर स्वरूप रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाय स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर जोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So we will just repeat the ninth verse, although I had explained that day, but still it's the beginning of the scripture, so we would repeat it again. So in this particular verse, 1 minute, let me, yeah. So in this particular scripture, they have the author Acharya Amritchandra Dev has defined what is a soul. Okay. So what is a soul? It is the nature of consciousness. What is consciousness? Knowing and perceiving is the nature of consciousness. So the soul exists and it has got this nature of consciousness. That means it has the capacity to know and perceive. That particular soul is devoid of touch, taste, smell, and color. Okay. And it is associated with attributes and modification, and also evolution, extinction, and permanence. So these are four types of characteristics that is mentioned in this verse. The first one is it's the nature of consciousness. That means its nature is just to know and see. The second is it is devoid of touch, taste, smell, and color. That means it's not a matter substance, it's a soul substance, and it is devoid of touch, taste, smell, and color. These four are the characteristics of matter. Okay. Then the third characteristics was that it is endowed with qualities, that is attributes and modes. And the fourth one was it is with origination, cessation, and permanence. Origination is evolution, cessation is a extinction, and permanence. So evolution and extinction happens in the modification. At the same time, the soul remains as it is permanent. Okay. So these are all the features of a soul. Then moving on to the 10th. Today we are going to start from the 10th, and in 10th they are asking a question. What is the question about? Yeah. Okay. How did, okay, I have modified this question. Uh, How did impurity arise in such a conscious being, due to which it has to strive for the accomplishment of its own true purpose? So what is due to which, let me repeat again. How did impurity arise in such a conscious being, bracket soul, comma, due to which it has to strive for the accomplishment of its own true purpose? This is the question. Now the answer will follow in the verse. True purpose. This is the question mark. The answer to this is as follows. That conscious soul, okay, that conscious soul, वह chaitanya atma, through the beginningless tradition has been continuously undergoing. I have, I'll send you this. Don't write it, I'll send. Okay. Have been continuously undergoing transformation in the form of attachment. So soul is there since beginningless time, and since beginningless times it is under the influence of delusion, and because of that delusion it is undergoing transformation in the form of attachment, aversions, passions, okay, all kinds of toxic emotions which are distortion of its attributes like knowledge, conduct, etc. Okay, so the soul has got infinite attributes, but those attributes are not able to manifest in the right sense because of delusion. Okay, so because of delusion, this attachment, aversion, passions, toxic emotions, all these are manifesting, and thus becomes the doer and experience of its own modification of attachment. So the main problem is, by default it is just a knower and seer, but because of delusion it is becoming the doer and experience of all its attachments, aversions, passions, toxic emotions. This is the problem. Okay. So in the 10th verse, they put up this question that how this impurity arise, okay, in such a conscious being. So why it has to strive for its accomplishment of its own true purpose. So the true purpose was just to know and see and manifest passionlessness. But since he became a doer and experience, the passionlessness was not manifested. Instead of that, attachment, aversions, passions, toxic emotions, all these were manifested. Okay. So this is the problem. That's why the soul has to strive to achieve its true purpose, accomplish its true purpose. Okay. And that's why the name of the scripture is Purshat Siddhi Upay. So Purshat means spiritual effort, and Siddhi means accomplishment, and Upay means means. So what are the means to accomplish the purpose of the soul? Okay. So in this 10th verse, this is what they explained. Now moving on to the 11th verse. Okay. So you have in examination only the main verse and its meaning. Everything else you can read as a homework if you want. Even if you don't read, only understand the main verse meaning, that is enough. Okay. Then the next question coming up, 11th. Thus, when does the accomplishment of purpose of this impure soul takes place? When? Okay. When does this accomplishment of purpose of this impure soul take place? And what is meant by accomplishment of purpose? Okay. Very important question. So the whole scripture is written based on this particular verse. How you are going to accomplish that purpose of your knowing? Okay. So the answer is, when that aforementioned impure soul transcends all alien disposition. What are these alien disposition, Darshit ji?
It's all the aversions and the
Then
delusion.
attachments.
Okay.
Attachments, aversions, passions, toxic emotions, all these are alien disposition. It has not been manifested by taking shelter of the soul, right? It has been, it's manifesting just because under the influence of delusion, okay, we are connecting to the non-self and not connecting to ourself, okay. And that is why these alien dispositions are manifesting, okay. So when that aforementioned impure soul transits all alien disposition and attains its unwavering conscious nature. The nature of the soul is how, what is the nature of the soul? Unwavering conscious nature. That means he doesn't stop becoming a knower and seer and start becoming a doer. Okay. His true nature is like that. His true nature is conscious nature. And conscious means to just to know and see, nothing else. Okay. So until and unless it attains in unwavering conscious nature, then the soul, having rightly accomplished the purpose of spiritual effort, okay, so when he behaves like a knower and seer, and when he doesn't become a doer and enjoyer, okay, then he has rightly accomplished. What he has accomplished? The purpose of spiritual effort, purusharth, okay. And when he does like this, he becomes fulfilled and complete in its attainment. What do you mean by fulfilled and complete in its attainment? That means he has accomplished whatever was supposed to be accomplished. Now there is nothing left to be accomplished. That is, the word in Hindi is called kritya. See, very good word. Kritya. Yeah, here it is meaning one who has accomplished what was to be accomplished. Okay. So now he has done all his homework. Okay. Now, if you do all the assignments, right, and then you give all the objectives, then somebody asks you what is left over. Nothing is left. I have accomplished everything what is supposed to be done. Similarly, this soul, who by default, by nature, was only a knower and seer, okay, and with his spiritual effort, he accomplished this purpose of just knowing and seeing, okay, and because of that, he has accomplished whatever has to be accomplished. Now he has become fulfilled and complete in its attainment. There is nothing left over to be done. Whatever has to be done, he has done. So who is such a person? Anybody else? Priyanka. Who is such a person who has accomplished everything what is to be done?
Sir, apologies, I just joined, sir.
Okay, Jinali, you try.
So, Vitrag soul.
Very good. You are near to it, but I want exact word.
Um,
Which stage
um,
he is in? Which
12th,
spiritual stage?
11th or 12th, so.
No. Who else is there?
So from the 7th stage, sir, when you
No, no, no,
no,
no,
no.
no.
Okay.
You are still
The
near.
13th and 14th stage.
Yes, 13th. 13th. From
13th?
13th, all whatever has to be done, it's all done at 13th. Okay. So that is the Krutkritya state. Whatever has to be accomplished, everything is accomplished. Now whatever happens will happen automatically. There is no effort. Complete passionlessness has been manifested. Complete knowledge has been manifested. Okay. So this is the 13th stage, and it is the Aryanth state, the omniscient being. Okay. The omniscient being is the such person who has accomplished whatever has to be accomplished. Okay. So till that time, you need to put this effort. Once your purpose is accomplished, then there is no effort. Okay. But till that time, you have to put in efforts in the right direction as per the instructions of Jinvani, and you will see that your internal purity goes on increasing and your impurity goes on decreasing. And a stage will come when complete impurity has been destroyed and complete purity has been manifested. Okay. And that is the stage of omniscient. Okay. And that is the person who has accomplished whatever has to be accomplished. So we all strive to get to that stage. Okay. And what is the starting point to that stage? Yeah,
Fourth Gunastan.
Darshit ji. Huh?
Fourth Gunastan. Fourth Gunastan.
Yes. Yes, fourth Gunastan. When you manifest right belief, that is the starting point. Before that, you have not even started, right? So fourth stage is the stage of the right believer, okay, without vows, but still he is on the path of liberation. He has manifested right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct. Now gradually he will move ahead, increasing the purity, and the impurity to that proportion will decrease. And a stage will come where there will be 100% purity and 100% impurity have been destroyed. And that is the stage of omniscient. Okay. Now moving on to the next verse. Next verse, 12th. So in the 12th, 11th, this is 12th. Okay. Now, wishing to state the means of accomplishing Purusharth, first the cause of association with non-self substance is stated. Okay. The author, the Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev, wants to state us the methodology of putting that efforts. Okay. First, he explains us what is the cause of this connection with the non-self. Okay. Why this soul from time immemorial is under the influence of delusion. And because of that, he is not able to connect with himself. Okay. The cause of association with non-self substance has to be stated first, because unless and until we don't know what is our mistake, how do we improve on that? Okay, very simple logic. So once you know the mistake, then the means has to be adapted. Okay, so wishing to state the means of accomplishing Purusharth, first the cause of association with non-self substances is stated, upon knowing which what means is to be adopted is then explained. Okay. Now in this 12th verse, what is the solution they are giving? Having obtained merely the instrumental cause in the form of the transformation performed by the Jeev. Okay. So the next, just go slightly up. This is not complete definition, complete understanding. Below. Yeah. Yes, here. Yeah. This one, commentary. Okay. One paragraph only. Having obtained merely the instrumental cause in the form of attachment and the like. So what you will include attachment and the like? Attachment, aversions, passions, auspicious manifestation, inauspicious manifestation, then toxic emotions, then all kinds of alien disposition. Only one bracket, attachment and the like. Okay, everywhere it will be mentioned like attachment and the like, and you have to understand in your knowledge it is not only attachment, it is attachment, aversions, passions, then alien dispositions, then toxic emotions, all kinds of, right, which are the transformation done by the jeev, by the soul. Okay, it's happening in the modification of the soul, and soul is responsible for those manifestation. Okay, new and other pudgal aggregates by themselves. Okay, so when the soul manifest in this manner, manifest in the manner of attachment, aversions, delusions, toxic emotions, all these, when it does, then the matter substance aggregates by themselves undergo transformation into the form of karmas such as knowledge obscuring karma, comma, etc. All the 8 karmas you have to take. Okay, it's not only knowledge obscuring karma, comma, etc. Okay, so there is an instrumental cause and effect relationship between the soul's modification and the karmic matters. Okay, so when the soul manifests in this manner, like delusion, attachment, aversion, etc., etc., then simultaneously the matter aggregates by themselves undergo transformation into the form of karmas such as knowledge obscuring karma, comma, etc. Okay, etc. you add, Darshitji. It's not only in one karma, but all the 8 karmas with its divisions and subdivisions and everything. Okay, so there exists a cause and effect relationship between the soul's modification and the karmic matter substances. Okay, so when the soul manifests in this manner, simultaneously the karmic matter, the karmic aggregates, skand, okay, the karmic aggregates, the matter aggregates themselves undergo transformation into the form of karmas such as knowledge obscuring karma, etc. All 8 karmas including its divisions and subdivisions. Okay, so this is the 12th verse that we have done. Now moving on to the 13th. Again there is a question. What is the question? 13th, 12th, yeah, 13th. Do the non-natural states of this jeev. What is the natural state of jeev? First you tell me what is the natural state of jeev. Then I will ask you what are the natural states, non-natural states. So what is the natural state of jeev?
To know and to
That's it.
see.
Yes, that is the natural state. Very good. Now what would be the natural, non-natural state?
To be a doer.
Yes, very good. So do the non-natural state of the jivas arise entirely from itself, or do they also have some instrumental cause? So do they have instrumental cause, Darshit ji?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. Sorry.
So it's written there that the natural, non-natural states of this jiva arise entirely from itself, or it do, or do they also have some instrumental causes?
They would have instrumental causes.
Right. because it is not the inherent nature of the soul, right? It is only manifested when there is an instrumental cause involved. Okay. So now we will read the answer. The commentary. Straightway we move on to the commentary. Indeed, go slightly below. Yeah. Yes. Bus. The commentary. Okay. Indeed, even for that previously mentioned Atma. Which previously mentioned Atma? The one which was manifesting attachments, aversions, toxic emotions. Okay. Impure Atma. Even for that previously mentioned Atma, which itself undergoes transformation through its own states of the nature of consciousness, such as attachment and the like. Okay. That that soul which was undergoing transformation of attachment and the like, the material karmas, such as knowledge obscuring karma, etc., which are of the nature of Pudgal, function only as instrumental causes. So this attachment, aversions, all these are only manifesting just because there is an instrumental cause. Okay, it cannot manifest independently by taking the shelter of the soul. So when it takes shelter of the soul, the natural states manifest. That is just knower and seer. And when he becomes a knower and seer, then the passionlessness is manifested. Okay. And when he doesn't behave or act like that, then only this attachments and the like are manifested. And when these are manifested, there is an instrumental cause in the form of karmas, knowledge obscuring karmas, etc. All the 8 karmas and its division, subdivision, this acts as an instrumental cause. So one thing is very certain from here, that this non-natural modification, these alien dispositions are only manifested when there is an instrumental cause. Without instrumental cause, they cannot manifest, because it's not the nature of the soul. The nature of the soul is to manifest as a knower and seer. Okay. Apart from that, whatever it does, there will always be a rise of an karma, okay, which acts as an instrumental cause. Okay. So this is not the natural state that's happening, right? But we have to begin from this state only. We have no other choice. From time immemorial, soul is there, so soul has no beginning. From time immortal, the karmic matters are also there with the soul. Never for a moment soul is free from karmas. Even if for 1 second the karmas go away, the soul will get liberated. But that never happens. Okay. So from time immemorial, soul and karmas are together, and now you have to put this spiritual effort. Okay. And why you should put this effort? To get rid of all these karmas and manifest the omniscient state, passionless state. Okay. Then only we can say that you have accomplished whatever you want to accomplish. Okay. So this was the 13th verse. Indeed, even for that previously mentioned Atma, which itself undergoes transformation through its own states of the nature of consciousness, such as the attachment and the like, the material karma acts such as knowledge obscuring karma, etc., which are of the nature of Pudgal, function only as instrumental cause. Okay. Now coming on to the 14th.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Yes.
So, sir, I think we had discussed this previously, but just want to refresh my memory. We talked about like one dravya cannot do anything of the other dravya.
Right.
So, although we are saying this is the instrumental cause,
Yes.
we are in effect saying that this has some role in causing modification in us.
No, in the sense, instrumental cause, what is the definition of instrumental cause? Instrumental cause is an entity which does not directly participate in the transformation or the action. Okay. But
Okay.
their presence is always there. Without the presence of this instrumental cause, no alien disposition can be manifested. That is true. But that does not mean that that instrumental cause is making that alien disposition. This something is happening in the soul level, this alien disposition, and something is happening at the matter substance level. Okay, both are independent of each other, but there exists an instrumental cause and effect relationship. So instrumental cause and effect relationship is always between two substances. Okay, so one
Okay.
substance will always be a matter, the karmas, and the other substance would be the soul and its modification. So if the soul is manifesting in the form of attachment, aversions, toxic emotions, passions, then there would always be a presence of an instrumental cause, because it is not the inherent nature of the soul.
Yeah.
So when the soul manifests as a knower and seer, they don't need any instrumental cause, because that is the natural state. That is the natural manifestation of the soul. So,
Yeah.
so manifesting in the natural state, no instrumental cause is required. But
Okay.
when it manifests in an alien, in a manner, in an alien disposition, then there will always be a presence of instrumental cause. Having said that, that instrumental cause is not doing anything in the modification. That also you understand. Now you have to strike a balance. On one side, I am saying without the presence of instrumental cause, attachment, aversion, etc. are not manifested. On
Yeah.
the other hand, the instrumental cause is not directly affecting those manifestations.
So, sir, I'm trying to understand
Yeah,
everything in terms of, like, say, if we say that the karmas are there,
right.
so from the Naya Chakra standpoint, like when we move towards the away from the conventional viewpoint towards
Hmm.
the Nishchay
Real point.
Vyavhar,
Real
real
point.
viewpoint,
Hmm.
we say that uh, the karmas have nothing to do with us, and then we manifest. We try to understand that the soul and it's one piece, like it's one. There's oneness,
Okay,
right?
right.
So in that
Because
sense,
see, these karmas are matter substance,
right?
right? But since beginningless time, it the soul is also there. Since beginningless time, these karmas are also there along with the soul. Although they are different in terms of independence, they are both independent.
Yeah.
Not a single part of the karmas has entered the soul, and not a single part of soul has entered the karmas. They are
Yeah.
side by side at the same space point. But just as you dig gold from the mines, how do you get the gold? 24 karat gold? No.
With the impurities.
Yes, with it impurities.
Yeah.
So it's only very natural to find gold with impurities. You will never find a gold with purities from the mines. Okay. Then you have to remove that impurities by heating it up, right?
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
you get the 24 karat gold. Similarly, the
Okay.
soul and the karmic matters are along there. So when the gold was with impurities, the impurities never entered the gold, and gold never entered the impurities. Similarly, soul and the karmas are there together since beginningless time. Now you want to get rid of that karmas, because that karma is the cause of your transmigration. that karma is the cause of all your miseries, right? So we want to get rid of them, and that is what the purpose of accomplishment is. What is Purusharth? So Purusharth is to get rid of all these karmas.
So, sir,
And
that will happen only as per sequence bound modification.
yeah, that will happen about sequence bound modification, but we are now understanding the process. That how do I get rid of it? What kind of efforts do I put in? So when we talk of efforts, it will always be what you have to do. When we
Okay.
talk from the perspective of uh, destiny and time, okay? When we talk from the perspective of destiny and time, then we can say that that will also happen automatically. But when I'm defining Pursarth, then I need to say what is to be done. If I say that Pursarth will also happen automatically, then it defeats the very purpose of Pursarth. Because only Pursarth is in our hand. All the other 4 concomitant factors are not in our hand. Right?
Yeah.
So if the effort is in our hand, then we need to put in those efforts intentionally, consciously, purposely. And at the end of the day, the final verdict is eligibility of the moment. Action will happen according to the eligibility of the moment, although we have put in efforts in the right direction according to the right instructions. Still, the final verdict is that eligibility of the moment. Okay. So every time we have to look what we can do best at this situation, and whatever best we can do, we should do. And the result will happen according to the eligibility of the moment. Okay. So this is
Okay.
something you have to balance it out. You need to have a very good understanding of instrumental cause and effect relationship, and also a very good understanding of the all the nayas also, from which perspective what is being said, right? So then only you will be able to have a good clarity on the independent nature of each things happening on its own. Nobody is a doer of any other thing. But having said that, there is an instrumental cause and effect relationship, which is very well present in every action that takes place. Because out of the 5 factors, one is an instrumental cause. So whatever action takes place, there will always be an instrumental cause. Without instrumental cause, no action can be taken. Then the next question. Then that does mean that instrumental cause is affecting that action? Priyanka, you tell me.
Sir, I'm actually thinking because in one of the nays it says karmas are the instrumental cause, and then as we move towards the nishchay vyavahar, it
So
says
instrumental
soul
cause
is the
means,
doer.
so we are
Slow.
not denying the instrumental cause, no?
No.
Instrumental cause means akarta, not doer. It just
Okay.
acts as a catalyst, catalyst.
Yeah.
Ah,
That
so
that kind of
they don't
relates
directly
to it.
participate in the process, but it just speed up the process. Its presence merely speed ups the process, right? So instrumental cause is similar to that. Without its presence, no action can take place, and it is not directly participating in the action.
So, sir, when the soul is having a modification,
Impure modification, right?
impure modification,
Mhm.
so us time pe,
Mhm.
what am I supposed to think of? Am
Then,
I
then
am
you
I
have to put in efforts, because this is not your natural state. Your natural state is knower and seer, right? So you have to
r-
put in effort to not manifest attachment and aversions, right?
so if I'm having like dislike towards something
Hmm.
in that particular moment, my
Hmm.
purushart will be to catch hold of my aversion or dislike
There is
towards
no, there
something.
is, you have to think like this, that there is no reason to dislike anything. Everything exists on its own. Because of my mindset, I feel that this is not good. But in
Okay.
reality, there is nothing good or bad.
Okay.
Everything happening independently. All the six substances are functioning independently. Nobody is a doer of another thing. Because you feel that he is harming me or he is acting against my interest, that whatever you have in your mind, because of that you have a dislike.
Mm.
Now you change that perception. You see that person or that person not a doer of those things which is happening to you. He's just an instrumental cause, right?
Okay.
So if you look at that way, he's also a Bhagwan, he's also God. He's just an
Mm.
instrumental cause. It's my past karma that is coming into fruition. So he's behaving as an instrumental cause.
Okay.
So now you don't have a dislike because you know he's not the cause of your misery. He's not the cause of your adversity, right? So
Yep.
automatically you have manifested passionlessness. Now you are
And in
not
that
disliking.
moment of passionlessness, I will have some nirjara.
Yes, that is the true religion. That is
Okay.
the stage where you are experiencing eternal bliss.
Okay.
Okay. So this is
Okay.
what you need to put in as an effort. And
Okay.
this particular scripture defines that effort, what you should do. Now we will there is coming up that right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct is the path that you have to manifest. That is the true effort.
So,
And
sir, how is this? Sorry.
yeah, you continue.
So, sir, how is this scripture different from what we've studied in the previous semester? I think Tattvart Sutra or
Tatvat Sutra, Chedala, Samaysar,
Tachedala.
Pravachan
Yeah.
Sar, all the scripture has one ending, and that is put your efforts, manifest right belief, right knowledge, right conduct, get liberated. That's all. End of the story. Our every story in Pratman Yoga ends up with hero getting liberated. And our story is also like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever scriptures you read, acharyas have uh, presented the same thing in different manners. So Chedala also the same story. Right belief, right knowledge, right conduct. Samais are also same. Ratnakaran
Okay.
Saravakacha also same. Everywhere this is mentioned. Now this particular scripture is specialized or it is more prominent towards the behavior of a lay person. How a lay person should behave. That is the main theme here. But initially they will begin with right belief, right knowledge, right conduct. Then they will focus on the right conduct. And again, in right conduct, there are two variants. One is related to the monk and the other is related to the lay person. So
Sure.
this particular scripture, we will then expand onto the lay person's conduct. Okay.
That's
Like
not in this lecture, right, sir?
not in this lecture. It
Okay.
will, after 20, maybe 20 verse, it will start. It starts from 42. Now we are on to the 14th, right?
Okay,
Just
sir.
I wanted to say something.
Yes.
So this questions that Priyanka ji is raising today,
Yes.
they're actually very good because they sometimes we do get confused in all of this, including
Yes.
myself. And today, like when she was asking all this, trying to join the dots between
Yes. Yes.
Mr.
Definitely.
Gemar and all that. I think
Yes.
that's really important. I think if you can maybe take stuff like this more often, it
Definitely.
sort of creates a clarity
See,
for us.
if you have a curiosity, like if you are good with everything, I need not explain same thing again and again because this is not the first time that we are connecting to this. But sometimes it happens that when it has to click, only then only you get
Yeah.
to it, right? So we will keep on trying and anywhere, not even in class, while personally reading also, you come across anything which you feel that you are not able to understand, you can always ask, right? Because
Okay.
the structure is very simple. Okay. There are different scriptures, there are different expositions, there are many viewpoints, all these are there. But at the end of the day, the crux of the main matter, the path of liberation, is only right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct. So whatever principles we study, only with one purpose, to manifest the right belief. Because unless and until we manifest right belief, the path is not going to begin.
Sir,
Right?
on that note, that right belief comes in fourth Gunastan.
Yes.
And then we are saying that Anantanubandhi, Krodman, that Mithyatva
Yes.
karma is
It goes
there.
along with that. Yeah, it goes
It
along
all
with that.
goes along with that. So then
Yes.
I'm thinking like, okay, right belief. I mean, it's like I'm just thinking out loud. Like people who are doing this class for almost like 3 years now.
Right.
We know our Jain scriptures, like not know as in the sense by heart, but
Right.
like we have faith. We
Right.
have faith that this is the path to liberation.
Right.
Now, with that right belief,
Hmm.
we like it,
Hmm.
how close are we to fourth stage? I just
So,
want to know.
see, fourth stage is just a moment. It's just a moment. It's a matter of moment.
Okay, but then if
So
you look from the karma
it
perspective,
is not this in birth that you are connected to this kind of knowledge. You have already, earlier we have all connected. And somewhere we got distracted and left that path. So again, we are back to the path. So we have bound such karmas that for such a long period we were cut off from this path. Again, we are connecting back, right? So now,
yeah,
if you put your heart and soul after it, if you try to master it, then you will end up getting liberated. So this birth, next birth, but one time you have to put in all the efforts. Like you acquired a degree, something in medicals, right? So how many hours a day you studied for that degree? 16 hours?
more than that, yeah,
Yeah. So
sort
you
of,
have
yeah.
to, just for the sake of earning livelihood in a single birth, you have put in such efforts. Now, how much effort you are ready to put in to get liberated?
But sir, short will get liberated. I mean, I think
Yes, yes, yes,
the
yes.
goal. It's just I'm a very goal oriented person. So like, agar
Definitely. Everyone
fixed
should be
hai.
goal oriented. Otherwise, there is no means in doing anything, right? So, goal oriented
Yeah.
is very good. But having said that, you have been studying this course in course last 3 years. Don't you see any changes in you? Or you are the same Priyanka 3 years ago?
No, I do feel change. I do feel massive change.
So that only brings the confidence. I am on the right path. I have to work more.
But sir, monkhood is very difficult.
Monkhood will come automatically. See, up to the fourth stage is the main effort. Once you are into the fourth stage, then you are not a doer of those things. It happens automatically. You are only a knower, right?
Okay.
So maximum effort that you have to put in is at this point of time. And that's why I took retirement. If you are living in a city like Mumbai, how much money you want? There is
Lots.
no end to it. There is no end to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I knew that this is not my priority in life. I'm okay with this small flat, with this whatever I have. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with my Wagoner car. I don't want a Mercedes. I am buying out time. I don't know how much lifetime is left here. So whatever interests me, I should first get into that. Although I'm not dependent on anything, I have done enough for my self financial independence, but not for those luxuries. Minimalist. I'm a minimalist. My minimum thing of like passing this life is enough for me. So everyone has this different ambitions. Everyone has their own criteria to do things in their own way, right? So this is the call that you have to take individually, what you want
Now
to
we are
do.
surrounded by so many distractions.
So this is the path that will take out from all distractions.
Sir, I want to be so rich that I can sponsor 2 full Panch Kalyanaks. That's how rich I want to be.
So I'm giving you a better option than that. You want to do Panch Karnak? I will set up your Panch Karnak. How does it feel? You are celebrating Panch Karnak of Tirthankars who have already got liberated, right?
Yeah.
I am talking about a Panch Karnak which will be yours Panch Karnak. You will get liberated.
Sir, I
Right.
lost you on that. I don't understand. How will you set up
So
my...
you are earning money to do 2 Panch Karnaks, right?
Yeah.
I am telling that I am showing you a path where you will be celebrating your own Panch Karnak, not of
Okay.
another Tirthankar.
Okay.
So which is a bigger project, you tell me?
Well, the second one.
Yes. So you are doing that thing. So why you are getting into small ambitions? Think big. You know, there is a book by David Squares, The Magic of Thinking Big.
Oh, wonderful. You read. Yeah.
Yeah, I have read it. I
Nice.
got many
Nice.
motivations from that when I was in
Nice.
business. So I made it a point that I will cater to only HNI clients. I never went for a small client because I just read this book.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
learn from everywhere. It's not that our scriptures only teaches us. You learn from everywhere. From you pick up a newspaper and you read the news and you get so much of vairagya, detachment, so much of knowledge. So you can practice empathy over there. Put yourself into that uh, in their footstep, and you see how things are going through them. What are they going through, and how lucky we are that we have got all the good things in life. We are not worried at all. What will happen for tomorrow? So the best part is that you spend more time with for Jinwani. See, earlier it was okay, we were in first sem, second sem. Now we are getting deeper. So if you don't keep pace with the development, then you will fall out. You will struggle. So you have to make it a practice to study independently on your own, contemplate, not listen. I never recommend listening. I always recommend reading. You read the scriptures. You read the pravachan of Swamiji. Very interesting. I have read Samaisar part 1 to 11, word by word. And that's how I develop interest in this. Before converting to Digambar, I had read 11 parts of Pravachan Ratnakar 1 to 11. That's the 18th time Pravachan on Samaisar by Swamiji. So each and every verse has been explained. Purshat Siddhi Upai. There is a Pravachan on Purshat Siddhi Upai by Swamiji. Of course, it will not be available in English. You have to read it in either Hindi or Gujarati. But it's there. And once you go through this one time exercise, then you will be able to understand everything. All the perspectives you will be clear to you. So you have to work hard. See, I was doing business at that point of time. I used to travel in local train. I used to stay in Daisar to Marine Lines. It was a 1 hour journey. And I used to take the scripture along with me and I used to study in the train. And that's how I finished 11 parts. Because when you are doing business, you have limited time with you. So I utilized that time while coming, while going. I enjoyed every moment, While doing business also, I enjoyed every moment. By living business also, I enjoyed every moment. So it's the thing that you have to set up for yourself. What you want? You want to settle for some punya? You'll get the punya. You are already binding so much of auspicious karma that in the next birth you will become a king or something like that. But are you looking for that, or you have something higher in your mind? As you said, you have set up your goals. So why settle for 2 Panchkanaks? I am giving you an offer to celebrate your own Panchkanak, your own Pratishtha. How does it sound? Priyanka getting liberated.
I love the sound of that.
So it's a reality. It's going to become a reality. You have to have a faith in him. You have to put in efforts. Same with you, Jinali. There is no problem. Everything is very good. Only thing is that you sit, stop those distracting things and study this. Then only you will be able to understand. See, Srimad ji said, Patra vina na rahe atmik gyan. So the knowledge is there. The Jinwani is explaining everything. But at the same time, you have to qualify for that, no? Your life, your ethics, everything should be of that level that you are able to understand this. If you are doing wrong things in life, then even if you may read through, but you will not able to understand. Right? So we have 4 exposition. You have to behave what is prescribed in Charnan Yoga. You have to practice discriminative knowledge as per Dravyan Yoga. And if you do balance out these 2, the other 2 are just an example. Pratman Yoga is an example of yours. And Karnan Yoga is just a correlation. Same thing what you understood through Dravyan Yoga and Charnan Yoga, same thing is correlated by the Karma theory. So all the 4 exposition goes hand in hand. And each and every individual is capable. It is not that Darseji has this quality and you don't have. No, everyone has this quality. Whoever practices, even non-Jains who doesn't know anything, they get into this and they understand and they get liberated. Just Gautam Gandhar, he was a scholar of Vedant with 500 disciples. And the questions that Brahman, in the guise of a Brahman, it was Dev, Indra, in the guise of a Brahman, went him and asked questions. And that, listening to that question, something in his mind clicked. Oh, I don't know about this. So he pretended to that person that I will go and answer to your guru. Take me. So that Brahman took him to the Samosarana, Mahavir Bhagwan, and he saw the man's thumb and his pride melted. I am nothing against this knowledge. And he manifested right belief there and there. And he went on to become the chief preceptor, Gandhar, Gautam Gandhar. Indrabhuti Gautam to Gautam Gandhar and got liberated. Now you tell me, non-Jain getting liberated. But of course, the past connections were there. It's not that it happened automatically just now. No. So we all have past connections. We have in some life have some relationship left over. That's why we are getting associated. Someone are getting associated, some are getting dissociated. These things will go on. As you board a train, in local train in Mumbai, okay? So from Borivali you start, the next stop is Kandivali. So few passengers will get down and few will board. Then you go to Malad, again few will get down, few will board. So similarly, this transmigration is like that. One substance is not a doer of another substance. We are all independently existing, but we do have a cause and effect relationship.
Sir, can I ask one thing? No,
Yes.
Darshit, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to make a joke. I have no chance of getting onto any train in India. That's what I realized this time on my trip.
So if you practice, you will be able to it.
And
Anyway,
sometimes people will not let you get off I must tell
Exactly.
you that
Oh,
if you get into the yes, if you get
No,
into
you
the
come
fast
along me, I will
movie.
take you along. No problem.
next
I've
time.
had instances in my teen years. People will not just they will block you. They will not let you
You know,
get off.
those
Wow.
people who come from outside to Mumbai, they say that looking at the people who board the local trains and, the struggle that they do, we feel detachments, detachments to worldly life. Where
Sorry,
are
I'm
they? Yes.
interrupting. Go on, Priyanka ji, you had to say something.
Yeah.
No. Just one joke. Also that how Sir said dissociations, associations. People get off, people get on.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
sometimes those people cling to you so much, like karmas, that they don't want to get you off or get rid of you.
It is never like that. It is never like that. Why are you taking it that way? Let it
Yeah,
be, no, let it be, no. It's not disturbing your soul and at all.
yeah.
You
Okay.
set up the things very straight. There is nobody disturbing you. We are disturbing ourselves by not
Hmm.
following the path of Jinwani.
Sir,
Jinwani says there is no entity in this universe who can disturb you. You are being disturbed because of your expectation. You expect that one should behave in this way and he doesn't behave because it's independent, because of its independent nature. And just because your expectations are not met, that's why you feel miserable. But if you don't have any expectation, who will be able to disturb you?
no one.
So you have to change the manasthiti and not the paristhiti. Paristhiti is not in our hand. The external situation is not in our hand. It's all fruition of past karmas. But the mindset is in our hand. We can change our mindset by reading the Jinvani and align our thought process, align our knowledge with what is written in Jinvani. And then you will be able to see things from the perspective of a Jinvani. So this is the effort that you have to put in. This is not going to happen automatically, right? You put in some efforts and rest thing will fall in its places. But you have to start. Okay. So this is what we were into verse number 13, right? 13 we completed. Now we are into 14. So non-natural states that we have done already. Okay. Now the 14th verse. What is the root cause of this sansar, transmigration, that is being stated, upon the destruction of which, okay, when you destroy this sansar, the means for the accomplishment of Purusharth comes into being. Okay. So the root cause of this sansar is now stated, upon the destructions of which the means for the accomplishment of Purusharth comes into being. Where you are, Darshiji? Slightly below. Yeah, this is, Now the next page. So the answer is in this verse, and we will straightway move to that commentary. Come to the commentary. Okay, this paragraph particular. So let me read the Hindi one. Okay, we'll read the English one only. Thus, although this Atma is not actually conjoined, Sanyukt, okay, it is not conjoined. It is not actually conjoined with the various states produced by karma. What are the various states produced by karma, Priyanka?
Various states produced by karma. Are they talking about Gunastans?
No.
No. No. Various state as in like
Various state means various manifestations, various modifications.
the Krodh Man Maya Lobh.
Yes. All
Okay.
alien disposition, okay?
Okay.
So, thus, although this Atma is not actually conjoined with the various states produced by karma, it nevertheless appears to ignorant jivas. Now, what the ignorant jivas believe? That I am conjoined with this attachment, aversions, passions, toxic emotions, alien dispositions, auspicious, inauspicious manifestation, all these one bracket. Okay, attachments and the like. That's all. With the various states produced by karma, it nevertheless appears to ignorant jivas due to their ignorance. So we have to remove this ignorance. That is the Purusharth. Are you ready to remove this ignorance? You will say yes. Then what is the way out? You tell me. How do you remove your ignorance? And how do you realize that this is the mistake? When you see something correctly, then only you will be able to realize your mistake. Oh, I did a mistake here. If you see the correct process, you will realize the mistake here. So the Jinvani is depicting as the truth. That this is the truth. What you are believing is all delusion. Okay. So to get rid of those delusion, you have to align your knowledge, your thought process along with what Jinvani is saying. Again, you have to match it, right? So it nevertheless appears to ignorant jivas that our soul is conjoined. Okay? In reality, it's not conjoined, but the ignorant being believes that it is conjoined with various emotions produced by karma due to their ignorance, as if it were conjoined with karmically produced states. Okay, so here is the problem. So now the seed of all this transmigration they have shown here. Root cause. What is the root cause? Your ignorance, your delusion. The soul is an independent entity. The modifications are happening independently, but in the modifications there is attachment, aversions, and you believe that you are the doer. You are one with it. You have oneness with it. You have mindness with it. You have doership with it. You have enjoyership with it. Ekatva buddhi, mamatva buddhi, kartutva buddhi, bhaktutva buddhi, bhoktutva buddhi, with all these alien disposition. Okay. So here is the root cause. So you see there is an example. Just as due to the proximity of a red flower, a crystal. You know what is crystal, Darshitji?
Yeah, it's like a stone.
What do we say in Hindi or Gujarati?
Money?
Yeah, so Pratima, we have Pratima, no?
Oh.
Transparent Pratimas you have seen?
Yeah.
So that is,
Okay, I get
it's
you.
called,
Patik, sir.
huh?
Patik.
Spatik Mani, right. Spatik Mani. Just as due to the proximity of a red flower, a crystal appears to take on a red color. Yet that red color is not the intrinsic nature of the crystal. The crystal abides solely in its own clear white nature. The red color, without entering into the substance itself, merely appears superficially. Getting the example? So the crystal, because of the red flower, the crystal appears to be red. But in reality, it has not become red. It is still the same crystal clear, right? White. Its own clear white nature. The red color, without entering the substance into the substance itself, merely appears on the surface. The crystal appears to be red, but it has not become red. Similarly, there are emotions of attachments, aversions happening in the modification, but the pure soul has not become that. No ekatva buddhi, no mamatva buddhi, no kartutva buddhi, and no bhaktutva buddhi. 4 pillars of delusion. Getting? There, a jeweler who is a connoisseur, expert, understand it exactly as such. However, an unskilled person in truth perceives that very crystal gem itself as if it were a red gem, appearing to be of a red color. In the same way, now the principle. Due to karma as an instrumental cause, the Atma undergoes transformation in the form of attachment and the like. However, that attachment and the like are not the intrinsic nature of the Atma. The Atma abides in its own clear, pure, conscious quality. Attachment and the like do not enter into its intrinsic nature. They merely appear superficially as a mere glimmer upon it. There, the knower, one who examines the intrinsic nature, understands it exactly. The knower, the jnani, the enlightened one. But unexamining, unskilled person, ignorant person in truth, that is, in actuality, perceive that Atma itself as being of the nature of attachment and the like. This is an example of oneness, just as it were Pudgal Karma. Just as if it were Pudgal Karma.
Sir, so do we call this as right belief?
Yeah, if you know the independent nature of both the things, you know how the modification appears and gets extinct every moment, right? And you also know that you are a pure soul, only an observer and not a doer, then you are an right believer. But if you become a doer, then you are not a right believer.
Okay, so right belief does not necessarily mean that my faith in Jinagam.
No, you have to
Right.
manifest. You have to align your knowledge with the scriptures. Scripture is
Okay.
mentioning everything very clear cutly.
So right knowledge should precede right belief in that case, no, sir? Why does right knowledge come after
No,
right belief?
see, the path of liberation begins with right belief. But everything happens in the knowledge. We are upgrading our knowledge right now. The ignorance is there in the knowledge. Wrong knowledge uh, is getting eliminated gradually. Okay, and when your understanding becomes clear, your knowledge is upgraded and it's aligning with what Jinwani says, then you develop the right belief. And when the belief is right, then the knowledge is also termed as right. If the belief is wrong, the knowledge is also wrong, although the understanding is very good. One moment ago, you are wrong believer and the next moment you are a right believer, right? So one moment ago, your understanding was very good, knowledge was absolutely good, but still you were a wrong believer just because first the belief will change and then the knowledge will become right and the conduct will become right. So the path of liberation begins with right belief, but before that you have to upgrade the knowledge. So when you upgrade the knowledge, the belief attribute will put a stamp on it. Oh, I am this. And that is where the self-realization happens.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we will leave at 14th. You revise all these questions again and again. Okay, at least 3 times. I recommend 3 times reading. One time before, one time in the class, and one time after. And still, if you have any doubts, you are always welcome to discuss with me. I will present you many perspectives to that same question. Okay, and it will be very clear.
Sir, I know the time is up. Can I just ask a very quick question?
Yes,
What
yes,
is
definitely.
what is the difference between Tika and Bhavarth?
So Tika is a commentary and Bhavarth is an essence. Okay.
But sir, like what is the difference? Like Tika
See,
commentary as in like what does that mean?
commentary is something that has been said in the main verse that the acharyas didn't mention in the main verse that everything gets unfolded in the commentary. Okay, and Bhavarth is something which just summarizes the essence of what has been said in the commentary and the verse.
Okay.
So the scholars wrote this Bhavarth, you know. The Acharyas wrote the main verse, then the other Acharyas wrote about the commentaries, and then the scholars came and wrote the Bhavarth. Because already commentary was done. So there was no scope for writing in commentary. What extra they can add? So they wrote the essence. How do you take it?
Okay.
So
So
if
is
you
it
read
like the
all
main
this,
verses?
so when you
Yeah.
read Samay no Anushilan, we are having this Anushilan in this semester. Samay Anushilan we are going to start. Okay. So you will see that we will study same words from 8 references, including Swamiji's pravachan also, main points. That will be a comprehensive kind of PhD, you know, on that particular verse. So similarly, you have read this verse. Now you connect to the Swamiji's pravachan on Purusharth Siddhi Upay.
Okay.
Then you will
Okay.
understand more better. So one time this exercise you have to do. You run this with one scripture and you will be good for life.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All the best. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है. 9 times नमोकार मंत्र.